Welcome to the next lecture in electrical machines. We were discussing synchronous motor, and in this particular lecture we will focus our discussion on synchronous condenser. We have discussed that any synchronous motor can be operated with varying excitation. So the power factor of a synchronous motor basically can be controlled over a wide range, and this controlling can be done by adjusting the excitation of the synchronous motor. So this is not possible in case of the induction motor. So in case of a synchronous motor, since we can vary the excitation, whether we can operate it as over excitation or under excitation, so that is a wide range of adjusting the excitation, and hence the power factor of a synchronous motor can be controlled. Now what happened at the no load condition? So when the synchronous motor is operating at no load condition, the motor is over excited. So if the synchronous motor is no load and the motor is over excited, then it may draw the current from the mains, which leads the voltage by a very large angle, nearly to 90 degrees. So the motor under the over excitation case is drawing a current from the mains, and this current is leading the voltage by an angle of 90 degrees. So it is basically a capacitive action. Now we can judge that the motor is acting like a static capacitor and is known as the synchronous condenser. So if we define what is a synchronous condenser, so a synchronous condenser is basically a over-excited synchronous motor that is drawing a leading current from the supply mains. It behaves like a static capacitor. So this is the definition of a synchronous condenser. Thus, we can say that any overexcited synchronous motor which is operating at no load condition is called the synchronous condenser or otherwise synchronous capacitor. So two names have been given, either synchronous condenser or synchronous capacitor. Now it is basically overexcited synchronous motor, and it is also operating at the no load condition. Now generally we know that if we compare the industrial load, then the industrial load like induction motor or induction furnace, arc furnace, etc., they are operating at a very lagging power factor in nature. We know that induction motor is operating at lagging power factor, and most of the industrial load are operating at lagging power factor. So if such type of loads are present in the industries, and if any over-excited synchronous motor is connected to that particular device, then the leading reactive power supplied by the synchronous motor will compensate the lagging reactive power of the industrial load. So if we see that QL, which is due to the inductor present in the load that is lagging in nature, will be compensated by the capacitive action of the reactive power. So QL will be equal to QC, that is the reactive power of the inductor and capacitor will be equal, and these will improve the overall power factor of the system. So the power factor which is the lacking in nature, now due to the presence of the overexcited synchronous motor will become capacitive in nature, and it will improve the power factor. So if we see any large industrial plant which is operating at a low power factor load, then in order to make the system economical, we have to install an over-excited synchronous motor. Over-excited synchronous motor, we have discussed that this is known as synchronous condenser. Now, these synchronous condenser are installed even under the condition that the motor is not required to drive a load. So the basic function of the motor is to drive the load. But since in industries, the power factor load are very lacking in nature, so the overexcited synchronous motor, which is known as the synchronous condenser, have to be present even though they are not driving any particular load. So here in this figure we can see that any industrial load which is there, which is operating at a lagging power factor, is being compensated with the help of a synchronous condenser which is connected to the supply mains. So there is a three-phase supply, we have connected a synchronous condenser. So if we consider an industrial load PL, so this PL indicates the power drawn by the industrial load at a lagging power factor, which is value cos phi 1. So cos phi 1 is basically the power factor of the industrial load which is lagging in nature. Now, when an overexcited motor, that is the synchronous condenser, is drawing a power PM. So this motor is drawing a power PM from the supply. The PL is being drawn by the industrial load. It is connected in parallel with the existing load. So existing load is basically the inductor, and now the synchronous condenser is connected in parallel with the existing load. Then what happened is that the lagging reactive power of the industrial load is compensated by the leading Q. So this leading reactive power is due to the synchronous motor, which is improving the overall factor of the entire system. So that is cos phi 2. So if we understand this from the phasor diagram, so phi 1 was the initial power factor angle. So now, due to the power being taken by the synchronous motor, since the power factor is improved, so the new power factor angle is phi 2. So phi 1 has been changed to phi 2. This changing has increased the overall current, and the power associated with it has increased. So earlier, if we see the power was PL, now there is an extra amount of the power PM which is taken by the synchronous condenser. So the net availability of power has changed. So this will improve the power factor. So to improve the power factor means the value of cos phi has to be close to the unity value. The power factor is poor when the value of cos phi is close to 0. Then it is a lagging power factor, and if it is close to 1, then this is a leading power factor. So the main purpose of using a synchronous condenser is to make the power factor close to 1 so that the system overall power factor is improved. So in this particular lecture, we have focused our discussion on synchronous condenser, and one important application of a synchronous motor under the overexcited condition we have discussed. So apart from delivering the load to the motor, the other purpose of the synchronous motor is basically acting as a synchronous condenser. Thank you for now. See you in the next lecture.